Hello friends, this is Mizma Bhatkar signing in. Today I will be discussing about a utility built up for one of our real estate clients, that is dimension change utility for posted transactions. This real estate client had payment receipts which was passed when they receive payment for their under construction flats or phases and clusters hierarchy which they have as a project dimension. And once they pass the payment entry, they post those entries, and this entry rely in the posted transactions. You can see it in customer ledger entries, the impact in bank account ledger entries. So there afterwards their customer comes in asking for a change in units, like for example they have purchased flats. At the moment this is under construction, so it has been purchased as phase or a cluster. Later on, they come up that they have a unit, say A01, A02, or U01, U02. So once the payment is collected, the payment transactions are passed in the ERP. Very well know that in Business Central and Navision, posted transactions cannot be changed. So our client needed to change the project dimension, and hence this utility was built up. Let's quickly go and check, as this utility is very flexible, dynamically built, and this dynamically built utility can be used in many of our projects. So I'll just go and quickly see for the project which I have built up this utility. So here I will quickly first go and show you the dimension hierarchy which they have. Since this is a real estate company or construction company, they have a dimension as project wherein they have a hierarchy. Let's say they have a project, then they have phase clusters, and then they have their units. Now we'll just go and check out the payment entries. So the payment entry impacts my customer ledger entries, where I could easily see my receipts where payment entries lying. I can see that for my receipt, I have a dimension project. So for each of my receipt, if I need to change, I just need to take out the utility built in my line tab change project dimension. So before running this utility, we'll go and check in one of our receipts what is the project dimension defined. So I'll say I'll take up a receipt 45775 and go and check in this entry what dimensions I have. So here I have a project dimension as W06, and I want to change this as W02. So I'll go and I'll see in my line I have built up a functionality called change project dimension. I'll click this. Once I click this, I could see my project dimension W06, which is already passed in my entry, and I have a column built up new dimension value code. So as you can see, this fields are not editable for me, whereas if I go, I can put up a new dimension. So here I will pick up a new dimension. I'll change from W06 to W02. Once I select this, I have to click on update project dimension. Once I click on this update project dimension, it dimension from W06 will be updated in my receipt 45775 to W02. I'll quickly go and navigate this my receipt and check that in all my ledger impacts this has been changed or not. So first I'll check about my customer ledger entry. In this customer ledger entry, I'll go and check the dimensions. As you can see here in the dimension, this W06 is changed to W02, which we had made it through the utility of update project dimension. Similarly, in all my entry impacts, if I go and check for my GL entries and see the dimensions, I could definitely go and see that my dimension is changed to W06 to W02. Let's go and check it out for bank account ledger entry. Oh wow, I can quickly see here that for all my ledger impacts, the change has worked, and I have in changing one of my receipt, a change project dimension. On click of the update project dimension, my project dimensions are changed in my posted entries, and the remaining data is not impacted. Also, you would be seeing that, oh, I have changed the dimension. I should know who is the user who has changed it and what was my old value and my new value. For this, we have a change log setup. We could easily go and do the setup for our table for which fields we want to track for the modification, and quickly go and see in change log entries that my entries are impacted or not. So here, as you can see, right now I changed the dimension for my receipt, and it has been tracked in my change log entries that there are almost real entries to bank account ledger, customer ledger entries, one customer ledger entry where I had changed my dimension. And here it shows that this is the field that my dimension set ID and my project dimension, which is my global dimension, has been changed from W06, which is my old value, to W02, which is my new value. Surprised to see that everything is tracked in your changelog entries through the changelog setup. So here you can easily take it out who has changed through the user ID option field. From this field and from the data, we could easily change and track who has changed, what there was the change done. And we can change our project dimension or any other dimensions which are built in this utility. Isn't it helpful? So this was all about dimension change utility for posted transactions. This is Ms. Bhatkar signing off. Thank you.